Hi there and welcome back to our reaction and review of Sakura Rising by WAGAKKI with Amy Lee of Evanescence. As always, this is the review video. If you want to see the reaction I just did, pause this video, click the little link in the description below, it'll open up a separate little YouTube player and then you can watch the reaction there. If you haven't heard the song before, if you just wanted to see how I reacted when I first heard it a couple of minutes ago, because here comes the review. Are you ready for the review? Pause this if you need to see the reaction. Don't say I didn't warn you. Alright, here we go. So this one, well, I'll give that backstory again as I did on the reaction just quickly. Obviously anyone who's been watching this channel or the previous channel before I got shut down knows that I am a really big fan of WAGAKKI. Just love their sound. I've really enjoyed it ever since I got into them through this channel. Love the singer's voice as well. Yuka Suzuhana has an amazing voice. It's a group who I've really loved everything about them. It's a sound that works for me. It's all brilliant. Evanescence is a group who maybe not so much my usual sound, but I've actually really enjoyed a lot of Evanescence songs in the past, and there's no doubt that Amy Lee has an amazing voice. So this was a collaboration that I was really looking forward to when I first saw it. But when I first saw it, I saw the live version of Bring Me to Life, and I must admit, it didn't work for me. I just felt like the mishmash, it didn't sit properly, it didn't go together, and I think that's because they were singing an Evanescence song rather than doing something original. And because of that, when people said, "Hey, Howard, have you checked out the Amy Lee WAGAKKI band song?" I thought they were referring to that, and I didn't realise that there was an original song, Sakura Rising, until I was checking out the album playlist, and I think a couple of people mentioned it on Discord as well, and I was like, oh, forgot about that. So here I am coming back to check it out, and my enthusiasm to like this has been renewed. So what did we think of it? What did I think of it in the end? I must admit it was in some ways very good. But as always, we're honest in this channel. I'll talk about the things that I think worked and the things that I didn't think worked as well. The core of the song seems to be that verse, that kind of hip-hoppy thing that was happening in the verse then. I was trying to work out why that worked, because when it first comes in, it's a bit strange the way the two vocals layer over the top of each other, but there's no doubting that it works, and the longer it keeps on going, the more you're like, yeah, this is the best thing happening in the song. Not that the rest of the song isn't good, but that's just the bit you're always like, yeah, come back around to that verse again, that's brilliant. As we said before, one of the things I love about WAGAKKI is that they're very ambitious with their sound. They have a core sound they work with, but they're very good at, taking in various things, sort of going into punky territory or jazzy territory or something a bit metal or something a bit pop or something much more traditional that suits the eclectic instruments that they have. This went into a hip-hoppy direction, which was not exactly what I expected. I mean, it did harken a little bit to the fact that Evanescence's music is obviously more high production as a general. WAGAKKI tends to sound much more reliant on just the wealth of instruments they already have to hand, whereas Evanescence tend to be more, they were bringing in like extra musicians for all their songs. There would be string arrangements and things coming in, which was clearly extra musicians because they didn't have any string players in their band that I was aware of, and this song was playing guitar and cello at the same time. That would be quite impressive, but no, that's not what they were doing as far as I'm aware. So to me, that whole idea of going for that slightly more produced sound sounded a little bit like they were playing towards the Evanescence-y thing, whilst also having those core WAGAKKI band sounds in the traditional, having the sort of the shamisen sound, having the taiko-style drum beat happening in the background. It was a really nice meld. And I was trying to think, why does this work so well then? Because the vocal lines are very simple, and it's a hip-hoppy beat, but no one's like actually rapping. And then it kind of struck me that by doing those two vocal lines separately, they're, the hit points of each syllable that they're saying is landing on slightly different points, occasionally landing on the same beat, occasionally landing on different beats. And if you just take it as one vocal, there's actually a lot of syllables, a lot of things going on, which means that you're hearing two separate lovely melodies, but you put them together and you've actually got that same sort of rapid fire syllable delivery that you would have in something which was hip hop rap, which would suit, if you like, the backing, the beat that was going on there. And that I thought was what was really brilliant about this. Apart from just the infectious, head-bangy, really beautiful sounding, intricate backing beat there, sort of simple but powerful and detailed as well as being simple once again, you also had a vocal delivery that again managed to straddle both those things. It managed to be sort of calm and melodic and yet at the same time rhythmically complex and detailed and interesting. And I just thought that was brilliant. They managed to hit so many juxtapositions and nail everything, that it was much more than the sum of its parts, I felt. So that, which to me was the core of the song, was just brilliant and just worked well. And that's the bit I got caught in my head much more than the chorus. Chorus was good. chorus wasn't bad. It was just kind of, it was fairly simple, and it was the big melodic chorus, and that kind of worked, but I just felt, given how interesting and intricate and well thought out the verses were, it felt like everything was coming together in a fairly simple way. I also thought that when they went, because they had two fairly long verses before the first chorus came in, and then when the first chorus came in, it was a restrained version where you didn't have the full beat and everything, which kind of worked in a way, but it did mean that on the first listen, you're kind of thinking, oh, is that the chorus? You know, like I say, it didn't really come across that was the chorus. On repeat listens, I think that would be more clear, and I think this is one of those songs, therefore, that I think on repeat listens will probably grow on you. Certainly, I think it's going to grow on me. Ultimately, though, when we got to the end of the song, even though it did have that nice big crescendo, and there were some beautiful bits where they were singing along in the more harmonic ways, I felt that the ending wasn't quite enough to pay off how interesting the beginning had been. It felt like it needed to be almost like bigger. You know, same notes, you know, same melody would have been fine, but maybe even more, you know, power to the backing, you know. Maybe gone for a slightly Evanescence-y approach and have, you know, sort of like a choral thing happening underneath them or something like that. Although if you've got two extremely talented singers and then you throw in a chorus in the background, it feels a little bit like you're cheapening the power of their voices. But still, it felt like it needed something bigger and more grandiose to finish on than the sound it eventually did finish on, which was fairly calm. So for me, it had lots of really great bits in it, and it did kind of flow well, but I think ultimately it didn't feel 100% like it ever totally paid off all the potential that was in there. I liked it. I really did like it, and I would definitely listen to it again. But it felt a little bit lost for how, like I said, it was going to pay things off. And I must admit that individual parts of this song are some of the coolest, mainly talking about that verse, are some of the coolest things that I've heard in WAGAKKI band songs, a band who I love anyway. And, you know, there's some things in this where if you just played me a clip and said, hey, that's a new WAGAKKI band song, I'd be like, I am really looking forward to this. But overall, I'd say it's probably one of the WAGAKKI band songs that's had the least impact on me overall recently, because like as I say, it just feels like it doesn't ever quite feel like it 100% nails it. And ultimately, I don't know whether that is just the combination that they're going for, whether these are two amazing singers, but maybe, well, no, actually, no, they do work well together because the verse proves that. And the choruses, they sound really good in the choruses. I just think that maybe, yeah, I think the song just needs more of a big, grandiose ending. But maybe I'll change my mind and repeat listens. Like I say, the whole arrangement of this one, it doesn't immediately play its hand. So because the arrangement's so weird, the way that it sort of sandbags that final chorus out till the end, you know, hearing like a fully fledged chorus only happens once in the song at the end. It's perfectly valid technique, but I think that's why, to know the pacing of this song, a few more listens might help. Interested though. As always, this has been out for a little while now, so what do you guys think? If you've been listening to a song already, like I said, it's a combination of a lot of things I like, and individual bits of this song I love. I love the chorus on its own, I love the verse on its own. I just don't feel it quite as an arrangement goes where I want it to be. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys think. As always, it's all about the opinions, and music is only as good as it is to the listener, be it you or I. And you guys have probably heard this song a few more times than me, who I've only just heard it once. So tell me what you think in the comments. I'm looking forward to hearing your comments. Please justify them, and you know, so we can start a conversation. Really looking forward, and maybe when I get into the comments, I can tell you what I'm thinking after I've heard this a few more times. As always, remember, you can like and subscribe. We're a non-monetized channel, so anything that perks up our stats is really useful, and I just appreciate it for the little ego boost as well. You can follow any of our social medias, links in the description below, if you want to get involved in more conversations with other music, Japanese music fans especially. And of course, a big thank you for anyone who's following our Patreon, because you guys really do keep this, again, non-monetized channel afloat. So a big thank you to you. Anyway, until I see you guys all very soon in Japan for the next one of these, thank you for making it through the end of this video. And for now, ciao ciao.